I recently got a question asking, Flora, how do you declutter and clean without losing your entire weekend? Because it feels like that's the only time that I have available to clean and declutter my house. If you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Flora Sage, certified simplification coach for over 27 years. I want to share with you a story from my past that really changed the way that I approached cleaning and organizing and my weekends. So when I was growing up, I shared a room with my sister. Well, one of my sisters, I'm the youngest of 5, and her side of the room was always knee deep with stuff. And my side of the room wasn't always perfectly organized, but I knew where everything was, and everything was fairly neat, fairly tidy. Most of it was color coordinated, but I never really had stuff on my floor or under the beds or anything like that. Needless to say, cleaning the room with my sister was an adventure because while I was carefully going through my stuff and again, color coding everything and whatever, and neatly arranging everything. Her side of the room, on the other hand, she would take everything, shove it under the bed, and then we would get in trouble and have to pull all the stuff out from under the bed, and we couldn't go play outside until all of the stuff was put away. So I helped her put her stuff away and organize and stuff. Another thing that we would do on the weekends is wake up, eat breakfast, strip the beds, bring all of the laundry down to the laundry room, and we would sort it by color and kind and all this other stuff. While the clothes were being washed, that was when we typically deep cleaned the entire house. Once we deep cleaned the entire house, then we had to go back into our bedrooms and finish cleaning whatever was left in there. And again, it seemed like it took forever. So, and then throughout the rest of the day, we would, of course, be called in to, take the clothes and hang them up on the laundry line or put them away as they got finished. And it felt like the entire day was packed full of nothing but cleaning and sorting and doing all the things. It felt like we wasted and lost an entire day during the weekend. Now, fast forward as an adult when I was raising my babies and I realized that weekends were getting swallowed up with chores and all these other things, and I really just wanted to adventure with my kids. So I asked myself, is there a better way that I can manage and do all of these tasks? Because again, as a kid, I didn't like it. And then after I graduated high school, I joined the Marines. My schedule was not my own. That was, based off of the military schedule. And then I started raising my babies after that. And so I wanted to create a really intentional system that helped me to be able to manage my time, manage my attention, and be able to really be, have those adventures on the weekends where I wasn't working and they weren't in daycare or they weren't in school or not doing homework or whatever. And so what I started to do was, instead of doing laundry all in one burst on the weekend, I started to do a little bit every day or every other day. And one load per day is so much easier than 10 loads on the weekend or all at once. And I also set specific days to do deep cleaning in different areas of my home. So Tuesdays, I would do the bathroom, and Thursdays, I would do the kitchen, and Friday mornings, I would do the sheets. And by spreading out the cleaning throughout the week, what that did was that helped free up my weekend so that we could do whatever the heck we wanted to do. And we didn't have to sit there and torture my kids by having them waste a whole day helping me clean the house or sorting laundry or whatever. And yes, I had my kids do laundry once they got old enough, and I had them put laundry away and sort laundry from a very, very early age. And that's just teaching them basic life skills. So, and this is something that a lot of people have that realization about. Now, we all know Josh Becker and the story about how he discovered minimalism. He was actually he planned the entire weekend of, okay, I'm going to declutter and I'm going to organize the garage. And he was out there with his young son, and his young son is on his bike and he's like, come on, Dad, I want to play, whatever. And Josh was trying to get his son to help him organize and whatever. And his son's like, no, because he's young. And Joshua's neighbor drives up and she's like, you don't need all that stuff. You don't need to keep all that stuff. And he's like, what? And she's like, yeah, you don't need all that stuff. And all of a sudden it just hit him like a lightning bolt. And he's like, what? And he runs upstairs to his wife and he's like, oh my God, like, we don't need to keep all this stuff. And she looked at him like, huh? And, again, we all know Joshua Becker, and that's his story about how that lightning bolt of realization, like, we don't need all this stuff. And especially when it's keeping you from the life that you're building and the life that you really, truly want to have. So I'm going to ask you this. What do your weekends look like? What's cluttering up your time? And if you could just do one small chore every single day, or one box of decluttering, or one area of decluttering, how much freedom would that give you on your weekends? So you all know that I am the queen and possibly originator of the 10-minute quick clean. I've been literally doing this for the last 29 years with my kids. Granted, they're 29 and 25 right now, so they've been long since out of the house, but I still use this technique, and this is a technique that I work through with my clients. When you add up those 10 minutes every single day, or 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, you literally, by the end of the week, you have hours under your belt of cleaning and organizing and sifting through stuff that truly just seems like it takes so much time out of your day. So I want you to imagine what it might look like if you had your whole weekend to yourself because you did little 10-minute tasks throughout the week. So here are a couple more tips. I know that I've dropped a bunch so far in today's episode, but the first one is I want you to write down all of the places that you want to declutter. And then I want you to write down all of your normal, everyday, weekly tasks that you do. Okay. And I want you to start to think about breaking down those things, those tasks and your decluttering projects into small 10-minute chunks. Now, one of the things that this does is it helps to minimize the length of time that you're mentally preparing to do this thing. Because if you say, oh, I've got to spend a day decluttering, that's a huge commitment. That's a huge oh my gosh. And a lot of people resist that. But if you say, I'm going to do 10 minutes on this box of clutter today, wow, well, that's just 10 minutes. I can put on a show and declutter it while I'm watching the show. Or I can set my timer and just strategically and only focus on decluttering that one thing. Or I can set my timer and spend that 10 minutes just cleaning the kitchen, or maybe washing down the cabinets, or changing air filters, or changing batteries, or updating light bulbs, or whatever it is. But these are the things that on the weekend, all of a sudden can start to just suck away all of your free time that you have. So when you can look at the tasks that you have and say, okay, what one task or two tasks could I spend 10 minutes on today? Seriously, you're going to be so surprised at how much this minimizes that daily clutter and how much it also minimizes the mental clutter, because you're starting to see things get done throughout the week, and all of a sudden now you'll have your whole weekend to do whatever the heck you want. The next thing is that when you set certain days to do certain things, like let's just say you do the bathroom every Tuesday, it starts to become habitual. And it starts to be like your little ritual every single day or every single week that you're just like, oh, on Tuesdays, I do a good once over in the bathroom. And you can do this again by setting your timer for 10 minutes. You can play your favorite songs. You can listen to podcast episodes. There's all kinds of different ways that you can help to keep yourself motivated. But I can guarantee you, if you try this for 2 weeks, you are going to be hooked. You are going to be hooked, because when you realize 10 minutes here and there throughout the week will give you your weekend back, there's no going back. There is no going back. And this is when you start to recognize that, wow, my weekends really are my own. I can recharge. I can go thrift shopping or antiquing. I actually had a former assistant of mine. We were texting a few days ago and she's just like, I love that you are a minimalist that goes thrifting. And I'm like, of course. I'm like, 99% of the time we don't buy something because we're like reminded that this entire store used to be in someone's garage or attic or shoved in a cabinet. But every once in a while we'll find something that's like, oh my gosh, yes, I have to have this. But I mean, you literally can spend your time on the weekends with your loved ones and doing the things that fuel your soul and create that magic in your life that everybody wants, that literally everybody wants. And so these small tasks begin to give you these giant rewards in the quality of your life. So I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's the one thing that's been cluttering up your weekends the most? And are you willing to set your timer for 10 minutes at least once a day to try to tackle that before this next weekend? Let me know. Also, if you found today's video helpful, please like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you know every single time an episode is released. For more support and resources, click the links below.